Audacity Podcast. This is your co-host, Rachel, here again today with Heather and Haley.
Hi.
Hi, guys. How you feeling, Haley?
Perfect. I feel great.
Good.
No,
Haley's never been better.
I want to die, actually, but it's fine. We're here. We made it.
I'm just going to jump right into it and say that all three of us this week learned that you can buy a 10-pack of fireball shooters. Yep, those are sold in 10 packs. So
well,
good times.
I think we need to do a redo because by the time I got them, I was already pretty much 3 sheets to the wind and passed out. Rachel DoorDashed me wine and fireball.
For your birthday.
For my birthday.
Let's clarify.
Not because I needed it.
For her birthday.
On a random weekday. And they had this great intentions to, we're all in different cities, right? So FaceTime me and do a shot. And by the time I got them, I opened one and then retreated to bed and missed the FaceTime call. So.
Yeah. Oh, no, you answered.
Oh, well, I was asleep though. Well, I was laying down.
You were in bed. You were in bed. Yeah. But
See?
there was no way we were okay, abort mission. Abort mission.
I woke up to 2 of them empty on my floor, just spilled. I literally just spilled them. I'm not even sure what I was doing over at my table by myself.
Oh, no, you were on FaceTime with me.
Yeah, I do remember that. I just have messages. Answer.
Yeah. Well, no, because my pods kept hanging up on you for some reason. And you're like, if you hang up on me one more time, I'm like, relax.
Yeah, oh I definitely woke up with an empty fireball mini shot next to my bed, and I felt like such a degenerate. It was a school night too. I was like, oh my god.
Oh yeah.
Nothing
good comes from fireball.
Well, you're welcome.
I appreciated the sentiment.
How was the rest of your birthday party, though?
I fell asleep. It was literally 9:00. I went to lunch and then came home and hung out with my kids because, again, it was a school night. Went in the hot tub and I did not do anything eventful. I have people coming into town and the 3 of us are going to get together. So I find a way to drag it out. And it's been beautiful here. So there's something innate in me that once it's over 75 degrees, I have to find the nearest patio and a cocktail immediately. It coincides with the spring and my birthday very nicely. So
I know.
Yeah.
It finally got sunny here this past week. Me and BK took mushrooms and went to go try and ride the trolley cars.
Oh yeah,
cable cars.
This is when you guys FaceTimed me. Wait, hold on. I do remember this actually. Didn't you think that the trolley went in a loop?
Look.
Not it was like city transit, but it was an actual ride.
Okay, well. Yes.
Wait, that's amazing.
The rumors are true. I don't know where they go. I've never taken one.
That's so awesome.
Except for as a tourist.
So you thought it was
yeah, I was like, oh, we gotta go stand in line. We gotta go stand in line at where it starts. And he's like, no, you can jump on at any stop. I was like, they stop? What?
It was good.
Yeah, that's embarrassing. But yes, the rumors are true.
Wow.
But just to circle back, as soon as the sun comes out, I'm feral behavior.
I saw this thing in regards to being feral. This lady was like, I basically can't ever go out on St. Patty's Day because both of my kids are born late December. And I did the math really fast and I was like, oh yeah. I was
I saw that too.
I have a December, January, and February. So apparently I come out during the springtime. Well, it's the clothes come off, it's sundress weather.
Got that tan, look out.
Baby making weather.
Yeah.
So funny.
That's hilarious. Haley, how was your week?
I had, a cute little spiral week that ended in West Hollywood last night. And I currently have no feeling in my left hand, which I am concerned about. Not really sure, if I should go to the doctor, emergency room, therapy.
Probably all of the above.
My hand has been tingling since this morning.
Did you
Ooh.
just sleep on it wrong or something?
Okay, but he comes right back usually. Like this time,
Yeah.
it's no one's coming back. Like I don't know what's going on. West Hollywood, I tell you, no matter what happens, I don't know what happened because whatever is in the drinks in those bars, like we ended up at the Abbey. I had no recollection of even being there other than seeing video footage of a male dancer basically on my head. And I'm just like sitting there, just riding the wave, completely fine.
So you celebrated my birthday for me.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like killing it.
Yeah, it was Fireball the night before. And then, after that, just went right into the next day. So that was cute. But no, yeah, I had a bad week from dealing with my ex who I just found out some cute little lies that I knew were true, basically. And yeah, just threw the week away, basically. But on that note, I actually would like to bring up something such a red flag as if you're dating somebody and right in the beginning, they're telling you stories about whether it's cheating or like just crazy stories from their past, red flag. Like history almost always repeats itself. And every story that he told me pretty much happened to me during that relationship. Like I wouldn't have even figured out certain things had he not told me those stories and me know like that he's capable of these things. So
He's not a good person.
No, he's not.
Speaking of these red flags that Haley's talking about, I remember one of the first times I met him, we were like out to breakfast the next morning after a party. He told me this story where he used to be an Uber driver.
Sounds good.
Okay, he was like, I used to be an Uber driver, and one time I like picked up this hot girl, and when I went to go drop her off, she invited me in. And he was like, so I went in, and I don't remember what they did, but I remember him being
she
like,
was giving him a massage or something.
Yeah, she was like giving him a massage or something when his girlfriend, who has his location on her phone, shows up and is like, what are you doing here?
Like rings the doorbell. Someone answers it and she goes, is he here? And then she just yells his name and he's like upstairs and
from like an Uber ride, like a girl that he picked up. And I remember sitting there and being like, this like isn't a flex. Like this isn't the flex you think it is. Like this is a really weird story.
Right.
Like that's cool that this lady invited you in, but I'm sitting here with your girlfriend.
Yeah. I was like appalled by this story. Like in my head, I'm like, okay, well, note to self. I don't know what job he can do at this point. That something's bad's not going to happen.
Heather, you told me that you have some updates on New Year Better Us episode.
Oh yeah, well, just like a general update. I feel like that particular episode, I didn't really like divulge too much, but I've been keeping up with my like me time. So I've almost golfed every week, or at least gone to the range, which is great. I joined a book club to keep myself accountable.
That's fun.
Yeah. So like
Is it like people in your neighborhood or?
No, it like I literally just found this group. So there's this guy on Instagram that I follow and he like reviews all these books and he has like within his subscribers, you can like join different book clubs based on your region. It's supposed to be once a month, which I, like you, probably will not read.
A book a month.
I volunteer. I'm like, but I'll buy the other person the book. So you like buy the book and then you rotate. I thought it was cool. Have you guys ever heard of that thing where it's like the mailbox in certain neighborhoods and you like leave books in? And when you take one.
Like a library? It's like a used book library thing or something? No. They have those in LA. In LA on the sidewalks.
Well, yes
they'll be
oh, like a library. Oh, okay.
No.
No, they're like literally like little boxes.
Yeah. I don't know. Yes. This is a very LA thing where like some people on the front, like on the sidewalk, they'll build like looks like a massive birdhouse, but like with glass.
Oh yeah, I have seen
in the front. And then if you have, used books that you're ready to pass on, you as a neighbor can go put it in there, or people who walk by can take it out.
Exactly.
Take one, leave one kind of vibe.
Exactly. Yeah.
And they call those like a little library.
Okay. Well, yes. But just in library. That moment, in the context, was like a library.
Yeah, my delivery wasn't the best, but that's what I was thinking.
Yes. No, you're exactly right. I felt like that was like a really big thing during COVID, or like it like kind of reemerged because they are everywhere in LA. I kind of like should do that for my neighborhood. Even though it's a gated community, there's like 3 big communal mailboxes, which is kind of annoying because you have to like go to the mailbox. But it would actually be like a perfect location to do that.
Oh, that's kind of fun.
Although I do have one neighbor who wrote a book, and you can buy it on Amazon because she thinks she gets abducted by aliens. So, yeah. I feel like she would just put like a bunch of copies.
She would just put her book in there.
She actually thinks she's been abducted or is being abducted.
Like,
the book is a true story.
Listen,
I might want to read this actually. Like,
one of my other neighbors bought it because we used to have like women wine nights, and oh god, I don't know, share this story. Okay, whatever. So it came about, like it somehow got brought up, and then another neighbor was like, shut the fuck up, like that's not true.
Yeah.
And so they Googled it and then bought it, and yeah.
She thinks she gets abducted by aliens.
This is your neighbor.
Not my next door neighbor, but she's like, lives like a block away.
Sometimes I hear stuff like that and I'm like, I'm not living life to the fullest. Like,
why don't they want me?
Honestly, I'm like, I could be way weirder.
Well, yeah, like, and that's really saying something, but yeah.
Did you guys see Emrata's divorce rings that everyone's freaking out about?
I did.
What do you guys think of that?
I'm here for it. And in this capacity, okay, I feel like a engagement ring is a gift. And I think that if you're going to call it off in a month or 3 months or before you get married, then maybe there's more room for like, I'm going to give it back to you. But if you've been with someone for a while, if you have children, I personally, and let's just say like things are, I don't know, it's amicable, or like things are up and up financially, like I don't see a reason why you should have to return it. And I also don't necessarily think I want to hold on to the ring. Maybe like the wedding band or bands to give to like a daughter or like a child, or like, but I don't think there's anything wrong with repurposing the diamonds.
I agree with that. And also, didn't he cheat on her?
Yeah.
Wasn't it like something
like that? I don't think that he did anything good. Like there's rumors that he had been seen with other girls. Do you guys think that he even bought that ring for her? Like, I'm feeling like she bought it herself.
Probably. Actually, there's like a lot going on right now in the celebrity drama world. You just had your little, I was going to call him Kim Yi because it's not that, Bianca Kanye spotting. Dude, her outfits are getting like more and more outrageous.
Naked.
Dude, that's all Kanye though. He dresses her. Yeah.
I can't believe I almost completely missed it. Like, how do you just miss that? Like, just cruised right by.
I don't know.
Your old world, man. You're just like tunnel vision.
Like, I was telling you guys though, like if I saw them walking down the street, I'd be like, oh, those people are on drugs.
Yeah.
I mean, they have a presence. Do that.
I mean, it's shock and awe. Even remember like back in the day with Amber Rose?
When
when they would be like walking around, not La Brea, what is it called? The Grove? Like it was like kind of the same thing. Like Rachel, you made such a great point the other day. Like your Batman reference was.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to give everyone a backstory here, my favorite movie of all time is Batman, the like 1989 version, Tim Burton, original music by Prince for the whole thing. Like it's actually a great movie, but sometime around the age of 5, I started watching it like psychotically, like every day. And I still watch it really like regularly. So I basically have the entire movie memorized. Like
you
I
want to
can
be
write.
weirder?
Yeah, actually, yeah. She goes, "You want to be weirder?" I could write a dissertation on this movie, but I've been harassing a lot of people, pretty much anyone that will listen, that Kanye West is the Joker from that movie. He shows up and he's like being like such a fucking narcissist, and he's like wants to change women and like they're his projects.
It's like absolutely that.
It's so fucking spot on.
Yeah.
When you made that reference after Haley was like, oh yeah, like just like Bianca and Kanye were just like right here and they're a spectacle. Like creepy on point.
Yeah.
It's spot on.
It gave me like chills to think about. Because even the way I forget one of the things he said, but just like like her basically being like arm candy, kind of like walking around with him. It's like,
well, it's like beyond muse status. It's like another level. It's like
control.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's manipulation. It's wild.
Speaking of style, though, how do you guys feel about the baby girl style for men?
Oh,
so it's like guys that dress like hyper feminine. So it'd be like Harry Styles when he like wore that dress, or it's like guys that wear like the pearl necklaces and paint their nails, or like crop their t-shirts so that they have like a little bit of belly.
I've always been in the camp of like, do you? You're not hurting anyone. If that's your form of self-expression, then go for it.
I think it really depends on the person. Like, if you can pull it off and that's your style, then go for it.
I kind of like it. I feel like it's a little slutty.
It doesn't, I feel like people reference, I don't know if Kylie Jenner's still dating him, but Tim, whatever his name is.
Oh, Timothy Chalamet or whatever.
Yeah, like I feel like he's been referenced as having that style.
There's something about it that's just like,
well, it's just audacious.
I see that pearl necklace.
Whatever, a pearl necklace. Actually, like, I think Matt has even worn one of my pearl necklaces before.
Yeah.
So I don't really see that as like, but like the crop top.
Like the slightly cropped.
Yeah. But you know what? Here's the other thing too, because football players do it. Like
I was about to say that, but it's like a little less.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well,
it's like a little less cropped. Yeah.
Well, but because like some, like I feel like maybe my time frame's off, but like in the 80s and the 90s, it was like, and even now, like you'll see running backs, like some of them will be full on like just abs out if they're just like stacked, like and that's, I don't know. So
it's kind of hot. I'm here for a crop.
Like, who cares?
You know what's actually the most slutty thing a guy can wear though?
What?
Just like a gold chain necklace, like tucked under their shirt.
Oh, that's like my favorite thing.
I know, it's so slutty.
I've actually like bought Matt multiple.
You're like, please wear this.
I like any like subtle though. I'm not big on like the obnoxious amounts of jewelry for guys. It's just my personal preference. But yeah, like a subtle necklace. It doesn't even if it's not gold, just like subtle. I love me some Hoochie Daddy shorts.
Oh.
I don't know why. I'll stop.
No, I like jewelry on guys too.
Yeah, like accessorized.
Put some deodorant on. Calm down, Heather. It's springtime.
Yeah, just like these are Heather's baby making months.
I'm a spring breeder. Okay. I saw this guy on TikTok and he was saying that most people are collectively somewhere between a 3 and a 7. Like realistically, if you're on a scale of 1 to 10, like a 3 and a 7.
Like for hotness?
Yeah. Like most people. Yeah. And in our minds, most people tend to think of themselves as being a higher number or like, you know, a 7 or an 8 or a 9. Mm-hmm. When maybe other people perceive them as like a 4 or a 5. He was saying that like a good marker for you to know is to add up the people that you've dated and come up with their like median number, and that's your number.
My last one brought my average down.
You don't say. That's a little humbling. I feel like I've dated, like for me personally, I'm like, all right. But then I'm like I've dated some guys that they're funny, you know, like they're funny.
Yeah, I'm like, this is like personality really matters.
We're all so quiet and speechless right now.
I know, I'm like, uh-oh.
So that's why I thought that was like worth sharing, because I was like, huh, okay. I'm going to put you on the spot. What would you say?
My average number?
Yeah. Like now, in hindsight, because like you've been there, done that.
I think what I find physically attractive in guys is not stereotypical beauty.
Well, and it wasn't even just physically; it was just like package.
Oh, like package?
Yeah, like what is like, because someone could be like, maybe they're a 9, but they have an awful personality. They're a horrible person, and so they're not a 9. You know what I mean? You can't even stomach to listen to them, right?
Yeah, I mean like 9 though.
I'm just saying. So like that's why I said, I was like, I've dated some funny guys. Like,
yeah, I mean, I've dated they're all just crazy, to be honest. They all have mental problems. I mean, they're all just mentally unwell. Is there a category for that?
Listen, I'm telling you, these comments were like, people were shook. They're like, God damn, that's right. Like,
I don't know. Right. What do you think, Kaylee? Haley, you like pretty boys most of the time.
I had one that really, like I said, took the average down for sure. But I feel like for the most part, I mean, obviously my like ex-husband, I feel like he was pretty up there.
Mhm.
And then after that, we really just went downhill.
We were in the trenches for a while.
Yeah. Well,
No,
because
I don't know.
boyfriend, I've only really had a few.
Yeah, and it's like, people
Oh.
that you considered like that you dated. It's not
that
just
you like slept with regularly. I think we could say that, right?
Okay, then there's like a couple other ones that could maybe bring it back up. I don't know. I mean, I'm so scarred by the last one that I really.
We're gonna move it. No, you
I'm
have
like
past
two.
move past. Yeah. Oh God, move past the last one. That's just
Okay, other than that, I don't know. I'd say like 7, 8. I think
Yeah.
they're pretty
I
up
feel like
there.
that's pretty like average.
Yeah.
This is a hard game.
Right.
There's like a lot of introspection happening right now.
This is humbling.
I know. I was like, okay.
But I think they're sexy, so that's all that really matters, right?
That's true.
100%. It has nothing to do with what anyone else would say. It's just more of a like, oh, you think you're an 8? Okay, well, what's your collective average dating history? Oh, 5? Perfect. Like that's
Shit.
Is this us realizing that we're 5s?
I'm about to pull up my Hinge and
Oh my God. Hinge is so bad. You guys, I don't even think I can do dating apps anymore just because of like all of the incoming guys are just so ugly. Like it's wild. I'm like, where are all the hot men? I walk around, hot men everywhere. None of them are on the apps.
I'm not on any apps. I've never done apps.
Yeah.
But I think that I just feel like there's nothing compared to the friend or mutual acquaintance introduction. Like, despite all of the easy access, Instagram, sliding in DMs, dating apps, all the things that you can like readily tap into, like, I do feel like there's just nothing like a mutual friend introduction.
No, yeah, that's so true. Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, the last person that I had any type of relations or relationship with that I met on a dating app was my ex-husband. Like every other person I met in real life.
I'm not saying that they don't work for some people, that like dating apps don't.
Can
or that
confirm they didn't work for me. They haven't worked for me. What is really bothering me about Bumble and Hinge and all these ones where there's like a paid up level. I'm not really using it, but my profile's still up there. So like maybe I'll have like incoming likes. Basically what's happening is they're using my profile to sell access to me to these guys. They're willing to sell access to me to literally anyone who's paid. Even if I'm like not an active user, but my profile is still up, they're using me to make money. Like I'm the commodity.
Yeah, you're like, yeah, right. Hell yeah,
that's fucking gross to me.
That is a really interesting take on it.
These guys that are like, I'm getting liked by on like Hinge, there's no way that they think that that's going to happen, right? Like they know, the algorithm knows that it's going to be a no, but like they're still willing to like show me to these guys and get them to spend whatever $5 or whatever it is to like send the rose or whatever it is.
That sounds crazy. Mm-hmm. They bamboozled you for your message for $11.99. Remember?
Oh yeah. Oh, that was on Bumble, but yeah. Oh god, that's embarrassing. I blacked that out.
I'm just saying,
I blacked that out.
So you know damn well they are. I do remember reading an article about the founders and like how they hit up girls at college campuses, and like that was where they did their initial recruiting, and it was like mostly about just making sure that women were on the app because just like with any bar and what we know, like nightlife, it's like where the women go, the men will flock. They absolutely are literally making money off of your likeness, and
I'm grossed out by that.
But they got to make money, right?
I know they have to make money, but okay, so for instance, like Raya, right? If you're on Raya, you have to have like a paid account. There is no free account. And so like for me, something like that where it's like that already everyone's paying, like they're making their money, and then there's no upsells. Something about that feels like way less schemy and like a little bit more genuine than, for instance, like Hinge, where they have like their weekly like standouts or whatever, and those are like people you have to pay to talk to, and those are like the people you would be most compatible with. Been in it.
That is so wild.
They're using me to like dangle me a solid 6. They're dangling me in front of all these men, and they're like, "Look who you can have. Just pony up. Give
Yep.
us $2.99, and you can send her that like and see if she likes you back." It's gross. Hate
Yeah,
it.
it's bad.
This is kind of off topic.
Okay.
Okay. Do you think that the way girls feel during their ovulation week is how guys feel all the time, like 24/7?
Oh, just like super horny.
Do you think that that's how guys feel all the time?
Probably.
It's a chance.
We should ask a guy.
Yeah, actually.
How would they know? Like,
Yeah, true. It's constant.
Yeah.
It's baseline.
this morning I was in the shower thinking about it. I was like, if this is how guys feel all the time, I actually feel bad for them. There's like a week where girls are just like crazy. And then one day, all of a sudden, you're like, oh, you come back to your right mind. You're like, And guys
Yeah.
don't get that luxury if this is how they feel all the time. Like, they don't get to wake up one day and just be like, so anyways.
But I feel like, I'm not saying anything. Yeah. On a different note, I feel like you know when you're like about to start your period
Yeah.
and you kind of forget, and then you like come to and you start and you're like, oh, that's why I was emotional 2 days
Yeah.
ago.
Oh my God.
Yes.
I experience that more than I do like when I'm ovulating.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I know.
I'm having a hot flash over here.
Right
That's
now?
because you're hungover.
It's all the toxins leaving my body.
Seriously. Yeah. But I definitely have that before I start, where I'm just like, oh God. Sometimes if someone's like really triggering me, or I'm just like almost reactionary, then I'm like, wait a minute, what's the date? Because I need to tread lightly.
I cried during summer house the other day. I was like, okay. This is ridiculous. Go to bed.
That's perfect.
That's a really funny way. You know what I've been crying about this
What?
week?
Oh God. Don't ask me.
No, but it was like match week for all the doctors who are matching into their residencies, like after they go to medical school.
Yeah.
And just watching it on TikTok, how excited all of them are when they match into any program, but especially of like the program that they wanted. Like, I cry every single time.
Oh my gosh. That is
Every single time.
Yeah.
I haven't seen any of them, but
I'll send you some. They're emotional.
Well, I get the same way about kids, like when they open their acceptance letters to college, and it's like their parents are behind them, or like grad school, or and I love it. It's just a culmination of like so much hard work and joy, and
exactly.
And
like their families are always with them. It's like a whole ceremony opening these letters. So
that's cool.
That's what I've been crying about this week.
That's not a bad one.
Pure joy.
I never knew that's what that was called. Match week. Learn something new every day.
Okay, guys, we got an advice question this week, and it's actually from a guy.
Oh.
I know. I was like, hey, male listeners. Okay. Is it odd or weird if a woman in her late 20s or older has never lived on her own? Is it strange being 30 plus with a roommate? As a dude, if I wanted to date you at 33 and I had roommates, that would be considered a bad sign, according to most women. But it doesn't seem to apply to women themselves. Thoughts?
I actually have a lot of thoughts on this.
Yeah, go for it.
And it's two-sided. One's emotional and the other one's financial. But I'll start with the emotional one, the emotional side. I actually don't love living alone. Like, I don't either. It's not my favorite. I am like a social person, and to just come home and like no one's here. Like, it's nice sometimes, but like not all the time. Like, when I got out of my last relationship and I was like moving and like going somewhere, I knew, I was like, I cannot live alone right now. There's something to be said, especially for a woman, because we are like social creatures, that living alone isn't always the best for your mental health. And I do think that some women might choose to live with roommates or friends because that's like what makes them happy. And like they don't want to just come home from work every day and sit by themselves. So I think that that's always a possibility. The other one is financial. It is extremely expensive to live alone and just to be a single person. And I do think that it is sometimes smart to have a roommate. When I moved to San Francisco, I obviously got this apartment. This is my first time like living in one of these like big apartment complex buildings. So I don't really know like if this is a standard or whatever it is. This is not my normal vibe. But when I moved in here, they wanted me to show proof that I was making 6 times the rent per month. 6. So that means by myself, I could not qualify for this apartment because that would be mean I was making more than $25,000 a month.
That's
right? Which is
insane.
crazy. First of all, I'm sorry, but if I'm making $25,000 a month, this is not where I'm going to live. Like in this like random like little shoebox. So I had to like literally have my dad be a co-signer on this apartment for me as a 36-year-old lady. Obviously, I make enough where I don't feel stretched to pay for this apartment. Like I would never do that to myself. But like 6 times is kind of wild. So I was like thinking about it. And I'm like, okay, well, 6 times the rent is actually not that much if you're in a couple. Making that much is just 2 people who make $150,000 a year, which in this city is average, right? So like I'm thinking about it and I'm like, okay, well, that's like a penalty to a single person. Like, you know, I think that when they decided that 6 times the rent, that's what they had in mind.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, a couple will live here and
a couple making $150,000 each.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so that's an easy thing to achieve for them. But as a single person, it's like you really don't think I couldn't pay my rent if I'm not making $300,000 a year. That's ridiculous. And so I found this article that came out a couple of days ago that I thought was super fascinating on this topic. The salary a single person needs to live comfortably in 25 major US cities. In New York, it's $138,000. Here in San Francisco, it's $119,000. LA, $110,000.
All of this seems so low.
In Gilbert, Arizona, or in Glendale, Arizona, it's 102 is what you need to make to live comfortably.
I guess what I was saying is that it seems like most people I know, most people in particular in those cities, make way more and are still uncomfortable.
I don't know. I thought that was interesting. So just to circle back, if you aren't making $120,000 a year as a single person and you live in like a city, no matter your age, like at some point you're like, what can I do to take a little bit of financial burden off of me as a single person? And oftentimes, that's having a roommate. Yeah. Cost of living is an issue. Like, I feel like no matter where you are, especially now with like inflation and all this shit, everything is expensive. I just remembered though, circling back to his question, because he did say, as a 33-year-old man, if I lived with roommates, people would look down on that.
Well, I think for girls too, though, there's like the safety aspect where like living alone sometimes is scary as a woman compared to a guy. You know, like if someone breaks into my house, I am not confident that I could protect myself. So, I mean, there's also that side. I would be happier if I had a roommate. Like, I mean, obviously for the company, but also for like safety.
I do think that there is a little bit of bias, actually. I think that if a 33 or 36 or 40-year-old guy doesn't live alone, and obviously there's always like certain circumstances or periods of transition, but doesn't or has never, I do think that a lot of women see that as a red flag. Like you can't support yourself. How are you going to provide for a family? The first part of the question does say, is it odd or weird if a woman in her late 20s or older has never lived alone? And I will say, I think so. I think that anyone, guy or girl, if you're in your 30s and you've never lived alone for some period of time, like there are lessons you learn when you live alone. There's a lot of responsibility, independence. Like, can you be alone with your thoughts? Can you take care of yourself? I totally agree on the like, you know, maybe after a year or so, it can feel lonely. But I think if you're approaching your 30s and you've never lived alone, or you're in your 30s, like every situation's different. But for me personally, I think I would be like, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say that it could be a red flag.
Are you dating a 38-year-old guy who's never lived alone?
No.
Okay.
I would think that's weird.
Yeah.
What if he lives with his mom?
Look, would I date a guy that was 38 and has never lived alone? No. But have I also been with a guy who lived in a yurt? Yep. Have I been with a guy who lived on a boat? Yep. Like, alternative living situations have never really turned me off. So like maybe never say never.
And that's why I think every situation is different.
Right.
I just think for like a blanket opinion, 38-year-old guy who's never lived alone, like
red flag.
I think most people would feel that way.
Yeah.
And that's what he's saying. Like he thinks this question is like, is it weird? Do women find that weird? Because not all guys find it weird if a girl hasn't.
I don't
Thank you for the
know.
question, listener. It was a
What
good
a
one.
good one.
That was
I
good.
know.
Someone
All
be
right.
my roommate.
Right?
You guys should just move to
Like,
New York.
I'm like, just me and my freaking cats. I'm
I
like,
mean,
so
don't, because then it'll be
anyways,
far, but
I don't know, maybe. I'm bored. I'm so bored.
I've
Let's
always
just pick up
wanted
our
to.
lives and leave.
I am
I've-
so bored with my life right now. It's
So
I
am
mean,
I.
I know that I moved here for this purpose because I was way too like the opposite of bored for like way too many years.
Feral, as she likes to say.
Flying way too fast. This is part of why I moved to like be bored. So I feel like I need to lean into this a little bit and be like, I am achieving a lot of goals. Now, if you were to call me this morning at 5:30 in the morning, I would have answered, but it would not have been because I hadn't gone to sleep yet. I don't know. I need to lean into the boredom, but I'm so fucking bored.
Well, how's tennis?
It just got sunny.
Okay.
Tennis, okay, tennis, I'll sign up. Actually, so on my like little board, my bingo board for the year, one of the things was to join a charity. I am
Oh.
going this weekend to check out the San Francisco Conservatory of Flowers because I think that that's where I'm going to
Ooh.
volunteer.
That's so awesome.
What do you do
Yeah.
there? Water them?
She's gonna prune bonsai.
Yeah, so there's like yeah, actually maybe. There's like
That would be
there's also
sick.
the Japanese tea garden where I'm sure they do that.
They
That's
do.
cool.
It's awesome.
After you sign up and do like the orientation, which I think is like 20 hours, they kind of assign you a role for your volunteer hours based on, you know, your strengths or what you want to do. So yeah, I'm going to find out more.
That's
So
so cool.
actually, I won't be that bored
Right?
because I'm going to be with the flowers this summer. Should we get into our top 8?
Let's do it.
I just got this. It's how do you say it? Way.
Way? The hair care? Yeah, I think it's Way.
They have this new like this hair loss. But anyways, it kind of just like brings life back to your hair if you like haven't dyed it for a while. But I really like it.
Does it help the color?
A little bit, yeah.
Oh.
It just makes it look a lot healthier too.
Okay.
What was that?
That's fun.
Oh my gosh, I just got an update. I'm sorry. This is in real time and it's probably going to date. Kate, the princess.
Oh, did they find her?
She has cancer.
No.
Oh my God.
That's why she's been in hiding.
No, that's so sad.
Wait, what kind of cancer? Oh my God, I'm going to have a panic attack.
She's been undergoing chemotherapy treatment.
No, that's so sad.
Does it say though what she has?
Oh, I got the update too. Reveals she's been diagnosed with cancer.
She didn't
That's why she looks
specify.
so thin.
Oh God, and all the tabloids have been just like dragging them.
I know. Everybody was speculating.
Oh yeah,
On-
an affair and this and that.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
so many different things. And
BBL.
Yeah, that was my favorite. But
I
no,
definitely
it's so
thought for a
sad.
while there. I was like, oh, maybe like a tummy tuck. Like she has.
Yeah, or like a
she's
necklace
super
or
teeny.
something.
Not that she like a necklace.
I don't know. Those are popular.
Does she need a necklace? I always
I
thought
don't
she was
know.
like super thin and frail looking to begin with.
Oh, I think I just threw that out there because I want to get one in like 5 years.
I wear a necklace. I was like, that's so brutal. Like,
Oh, speaking
I
of
have some
that.
work done. Oh yeah, did you get a necklace? Like what? I didn't know I needed one.
Anyways.
Okay. Anyways, number 2.
Okay, so I actually found these pouches, and I don't have any unopened ones, which kind of feels weird. But they're called the Good Patch.
Okay.
And I think because normally when people think of patches, they think of like nicotine patches or like hormone patches. But I actually really like them. I bought Rescue for like to bounce back after a hangover. And
I could use one of those.
B12 Awake. And I actually really like them. And I feel the difference. And you could take it off whenever you want.
I love that.
Yeah. I had someone ask me, like, well, how does it work? And I was like, what do you mean? I was like, you put it on your skin. But like, how does it work? I was like, you do know your skin.
Of course.
It's like
Yeah.
absorbent.
Yeah.
Like, whoa.
Oh my God.
It was like a little bit uncomfortable. I was like, okay, we're not even going to bother with this one. You should Google it. But yeah, the Good Patch.
I've
Well,
used
let's
those
check 'em
before.
out. I need to check them out. All right. Number 3 on our top 8 is the Maybelline Fit Me Foundation.
Oh, it's such a banger.
Mhm.
It's like a $7 drugstore foundation. Although with inflation, I think the prices have gone up. But if you buy it on Amazon, you can still find it for like $5.99. Like for years, it was $5.99.
Yeah, now it's like 11 something. I just bought one.
The best. Yeah, it is the best foundation. I've been using it for 10 years at this point. I get the dewy one.
Same.
It's all about the dewy. Once a year, I stray and I like go to Sephora and I buy some expensive foundation and I use it for like 2 weeks and I'm like, it's just not hitting right. And like I go back to this foundation. I've had women stop me on the street to be like, what is your foundation? Like, I've even had my makeup done for like a bougie wedding. And that was the foundation that the makeup artist had in her kit. Anyways,
it's so good.
It's so good. It's so cheap. Like I've gone to like all night raves, like sweaty warehouse raves in this foundation. And like walking out with the sun up, I'm like, oh, I still look good. All right.
Just outing herself over here.
It's still in place. Number 4.
I'm not sure how you say it. Lineage.
Oh, like Laneige or something like that?
Yeah, I think it is Laneige.
Laneige.
The lip sleeping mask. It's so good.
Oh my God, your voice right now, you sound like you're really going through it.
I am going through it.
Oh my God.
I can barely.
Rach just noticed an hour in.
I'm just like, Laneige.
I can't read right now. I can't speak.
I'm sorry. Okay.
I'm having a hard time existing at the moment.
You're doing great, sweetie.
Almost had to throw up once. It's the lip sleeping mask, and it's you wake up and your lips are it's still on.
So that's nice.
It's really good.
Okay, so since I'm like an avid golfer now, it's called Modest Vintage Player. They have really good, classic, timeless athleisure. One of the golf gloves that they have, and it's not just for golf. They do a ton of different sports, but one of the golf gloves they have, it's like white, but with this really pretty like tan leather flap. It just looks like, it's like vintage. Yeah. Almost like a Hamptons tennis club. I love it. I just discovered it, and so I ordered actually one of the golf gloves. But it reminds me of like Michael Jordan, like back in the day playing golf when he used to wear loafers. Their stuff's really, really good. And they have stuff for guys and girls.
Awesome. I'll have to check it out after I link it below in the show notes, everybody.
Yeah, well, I figure it's like right up your alley now that you're going to start playing tennis. You know?
I'm like, maybe I need a tennis outfit.
Yeah.
Okay, number 6. Yeah, 6. That feels good. I've been, I don't know. I've been really wanting to expand my belt collection recently. I'm like, every outfit that I put together, I'm like, this would be so much better with a really cool belt. Number 6 on the list is the brand Below the Belt. I feel like their quality is really good and they have a lot of chic belts and it's not too expensive. I've been like looking at Instagram ads for belts now all the time and every belt's like $500. I'm like, why are these belts this expensive? So Below the Belt, great price point.
I do think belts are underrated accessories, like staple accessories. If you have like a really nice tan leather, like a black, 5 or 6 really nice staple belts, like it elevates an outfit. Yeah.
I've been into belts lately. Anyways, Below the Belt. And I just saw they started doing bags as well, purses. So check them out.
It's a good brand. Okay, number 7 is going to be this 21-day cleanse I'm gonna start.
She's like, I just saw it online. I haven't ordered it yet.
No, I actually did just get it. It's like called Clean 21 or something. But yeah, I'm thinking it's time to open it.
I'll do it with you.
Please do.
I'll do a cleanse with you. I used to like do cleanses, or not cleanses, but like abstain from alcohol for Lent, and then I don't know. Then I had kids, and I was like, oh. Yeah, I could use a good 21-day detox.
Y'all have fun.
Come on, Rachel.
Check in with me. I'm going to be over here with my 10-pack of Fireball.
It'll just you get a 10-pack and you get a 10-pack. Sending them to random people.
Literally. It's so funny.
Okay. Number 8 is an app called My Mind. And I just started using it. It's actually really cool. So I know like a lot of people will use like Pinterest or Instagram saves or TikTok saves. And this app allows you to save like literally anything from across the internet. All you have to do is clip it and like save it to the app. And then it uses AI to tag everything and to organize everything so that when you are like, oh, I want to pull up this thing that I saved, you just have to like type in one thing about it and it will find, or it will pull up all the things with the tags that are relevant. So like, let's say you're looking for new belts, you're shopping for new belts. Like I can save all these different belts in with, you know, everything else that I'm saving. And I can go into the app and just type belts or like black belts, and it will pull up all the options that I had saved, instead of like having to like manually scroll through long lists or like create all these complicated folders. I don't know. It just seems super efficient.
Yeah.
I'm going to link it below.
I love that. Well,
yeah.
it's like we were talking about how in Instagram sometimes like you'll save something or you'll go to pin it and then it's not there.
And then also like if people like delete it or
Oh yeah.
no.
We're like, oh yeah, maybe that's why. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's true.
So anyways, mymind.com.
Love
Remember everything, organize nothing is their opening slogan.
Wow.
So
need that.
that's a big promise.
Yeah, seriously.
It's deep.
All right, you guys, I have the audacity of the week.
Oh, good.
Have you guys heard about this lady? She's in her 50s, Michelle Mack. She lived in San Diego. She just got arrested for an organized crime ring where she was hiring people to go into like Ulta, CVS, and steal like all the beauty products. She was then selling them on Amazon.
Oh wow.
They're saying over like the past few years, she has stolen $8 million worth of cosmetics.
Holy crap.
Isn't that fucking crazy?
You know what? I actually kind of remember Sephora getting hit at one point.
Right?
Is it these orchestrated smash and grabs? They have to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And so she
They
was
go
like
into duffel
hiring
bags.
people. She was hiring people, and like sometimes people like would fly into completely different cities to go do these smash and grabs. Yeah, and get all the merchandise, and then she was just selling it on Amazon. Imagine having no like inventory costs. Like you just have to pay the robbers.
These are hard times. We're getting real clever, aren't we, people?
So clever. Like, could you imagine just having a ring of like how dark does your life have to be if you don't want to like front the money to buy inventory for stuff to sell on Amazon? Like, you're just gonna steal it?
Yeah, especially when you can go and buy like crates. Like,
that's
right.
Crazy.
It's like
overstock. Yeah, that's wild.
I don't know.
Crazy though. But
creative, but dark.
My thing is always like, if you're gonna commit a crime, it's not really something you go and involve like tons of people with, right?
No, right?
Like those are always the stories like when I listen to true crime or like, I don't know, First 48. And it's like, too many people knew about this.
Wild. People are dumb.
Yeah. Well,
anyways, I feel like she has some serious audacity.
Yeah, she did.
Doing a crime ring. But I feel like actually that stuff's like way more common than we would even think. I started thinking to myself, are some of my Maybelline Fit Me's that I buy on Amazon stolen goods? That's what I was thinking. I was like, maybe that's why they're $5.99 online, because they're stolen. Participating in the crime ring.
That's crazy.
I don't know. Maybe it's a possibility. Don't shop on Amazon. Although I will link to everything below from my Amazon. So please enjoy.
Hopefully they're not stolen products.
Daddy Bezos. Yeah, hopefully not stolen.
Man.
All right. Well, everyone, thanks for tuning in to our very random episode today. Just catching up. We'll see you next week. Thanks for listening.
Bye. Oh my God, I got so nauseous like 2 minutes ago. I thought for sure I was going to run.